Joining us now is skynews.com.au columnist Louise Roberts. Louise, it's great to see you again.
Great to see you as always, Gabriella.
Now, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, formerly known as Prince Andrew, is reportedly under investigation by British authorities and could face jail time. Historian Andrew Lownie made claims suggesting that Andrew engaged in misconduct both financially and within the royal household. And he says that since Andrew's been removed from power, there's been more and more information being revealed, with former palace staff no longer afraid to actually speak out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I think the information from Andrew Lownie is absolutely damning, and it just shows that it's complete open season on the man who used to be known as Prince Andrew. If household staff who were previously told to keep quiet are now feeling emboldened to actually spill the beans. And I was interested to see when he talks about misconduct within the household, what he's referring to is an allegation that Andrew brought prostitutes into the palace and his mother knew about it and turned a blind eye, and staff were told not to say anything, and in particular royal protection officers were told if they complained or flagged it, they'd be moved to a less glamorous post somewhere away from the royal household. So I think the feeling is that also the financial impropriety, that's what they'll probably go for. Charges relating to perhaps possible misuse of funds to do with the Royal Lodge, or also I think what will come under focus is his role as a trade envoy when he was in the UK, and he went to Libya and he went to other countries as well where there were sort of questionable regimes, and he built quite deep relationships with them. So it'll be interesting to see what they go for and if they actually do lay any charges.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be another embarrassing week for Andrew this week, with UK Parliament holding a debate examining Andrew's connections to Jeffrey Epstein and his financial arrangements at Royal Lodge. And this is really the first time that MPs can directly scrutinise the former royal, and officials have confirmed because Andrew no longer enjoys this protection from common criticism after losing his royal status.
That's right. He's a commoner. He's, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. He's not the prince anymore. So whatever they ask about him or talk about him in the House of Commons is now on public record, or will be on public record. And that is something I think the palace has avoided assiduously for many years, is any type of paper trail. And what you find often is that if MPs ask for questions or investigations, they often then rope the police in, and that will open up Andrew, of course, to the potential of prosecution or criminal charges. And again, to Andrew Lownie, his view is that he will be investigated, he will be charged, he could go to jail, and I think, to use his words, he's toast, because everything is sort of come home to roost in a way for him. All the work that was done to paper over some of his behaviour is now fully exposed, and William and Charles want nothing to do with him in that respect. Andrew now has to answer for Andrew.
Well, Meghan Markle is allegedly very worried that Prince William could move to strip her of her Duchess of Sussex title when he becomes monarch. Of course, Harry and Meghan remain the Duke and Duchess of Sussex despite giving up their royal duties 5 years ago and then going on to publicly slam the monarchy. However, this recent decision to strip Prince Andrew and Fergie of their royal titles has reportedly sent a chill through Montecito, with the Sussexes fearing that they could be next. If I was Meghan, I'd be pretty worried too, because she's still happy to use the Duchess of Sussex title.
Absolutely.
I mean, she uses it on her website as she tries to sell her candles and her jams.
Her whole global brand is based on being the Duchess of Sussex. It's not about being a former actress, although apparently she's now filming a new TV series or movie or something. So if that's stripped, if she loses her title, and indeed if Prince Harry does as well, they become ordinary celebrities. And when I mean ordinary celebrities in Hollywood, they're in the same pool fighting for the same opportunities, less resourced and less well connected than their celebrity chums like Oprah and people like that, Serena Williams and so forth. So it's a real issue for her, because, having that royal cachet is what people like and what makes people buy her jam or her edible flowers or whatever it is on her website. So, it will be catastrophic for her if she loses her title. And I think it's ridiculous that the suggestion that somehow she would sue the future king about this and, this title is mine. It is not hers. It was given to her by an institution that she rejected and criticised heavily. So she's in no place to say, it's mine, I will sue you if you take it off me. And William, what William will do, he won't get his hands dirty. He'll just sign the letters patent, which disappears the title. He won't even have to talk to her about it.
I just think it's outrageous the way she uses the title, but then the way she rubbishes the royal family and promotes herself by talking about how difficult it was for her, that whole experience being a princess.
The victim complex.
Well, she's going back on Netflix next month. With Love, Meghan. It's back, this time for a Christmas-themed special, which will premiere on December 3. What can we expect? Some more flower sprinkles?
Yes, probably more holly and red berry sprinkles, I think. There'll be lots of Christmas, my famous Christmas recipes, my Christmas traditions, how to get along with your family Christmas, or maybe not that, maybe she won't go there, I don't know, but it'll all be about, building traditions, I would imagine, with Lilibet and Archie as well, rather than the extended family or indeed her extended family beyond her mother, because she doesn't talk to anyone else. So it'd be interesting to see how she Christmases up the theme and which friends she gets into.
So-called friends.
Yes, that's right. Which paid actors come in.
Yes, that she's known for 5 seconds.
That's right. Yeah.
Now, Harry and Meghan, they were spotted at this star-studded Hollywood gala just hours before heading to Kris Jenner's 70th birthday party at Jeff Bezos' mansion. So Meghan posted with Serena Williams at the Baby to Baby fundraiser in LA, which supports families in needs. And then later that night, the Sussexes joined the James Bond-themed celebrations for the Kardashian matriarch. What can you tell us about this?
Well, apparently this friendship between Serena Williams and the Bezos family and the Jenners, it dates back to about 2023 when they were all seen photographed at a Beyonce concert. So they've been all besties for at least 2 years, which in Hollywood terms is probably a long time. Probably in normal terms about 20 years. And so she went along to Serena's charity do and of course went to Chris's James Bond theme party. But I didn't see a lot of interaction between the Jenner tribe and Harry and Meghan. I noticed that Harry turned up with a poppy on, which I think is fabulous as well. But I did see that as a bit of a sign of him pining for his past and his, legacy as being a military man and things. So I felt a twinge of sadness, only very shortly, obviously, when I saw that. But yeah, they're still trying to move in those circles, and I don't think it's any coincidence that the Netflix project was announced at the same time as she was trying to cozy up to the Kardashian clan.
No, I think you're right. Strategic indeed. Now, Prince William, Princess Catherine, they reportedly have a deliberate plan for Prince George, and they're determined to raise George to be a strong future king, according to royal author Robert Jobson, and according to his new book, The Windsor Legacy. They want George to understand what is ahead, but of course live as a boy first. So what Prince William and Princess Catherine are doing to make their eldest son the future king, Prince George, strong, that is according to the royal biographer. What do you make of this plan?
Jobbo is very well sourced, so I think this is absolutely 100% true that they're very strategic about how they're raising George. They want him to be prepared for being king, but not overwhelmed by it. So they still want him to have a normal childhood as much as you can do in the royal family and develop a maturity which will allow him to cope with being king eventually one day. And I know in Jobbo's story he was talking about how previous heirs have felt too rushed or too overburdened and therefore haven't been able to grow into the role. And I think William and Catherine are particularly careful not to allow that to happen to George. And also Catherine comes from a very tight-knit, close, warm, loving family. So she wants that replicated for her 3 children. And that's the best environment, I think, to basically grow and mature a young man who will one day be king and won't be resentful about doing it either.
Finally, Princess Anne is in Australia to mark 100 years since the formation of the Australian Defence Force. Louise, can you bring us up to speed on Princess Anne's visit here? Yes,
so she's been here for the 100th anniversary of the Royal Australian Corps of Signals. I had to get that name right. So it's got a very military theme to the 4-day tour. She's been in Sydney. She's going to a number of Remembrance Day services. She's met with Sam Mostyn, the Governor-General. So I think there has been some speculation about the timing of this, that it could be bad for her, but I disagree. I think it's a wonderful thing for the royal family to have their best brand ambassador beyond the King and obviously William and Catherine in Australia, showing that the reliable, dependable royals, that's actually what they are. They're not Andrew. These are the people who actually represent the monarchy. And of course, all the military people love seeing Anne because she is so authentic and very interested in the work that they do. Absolutely. And she's been, involved with that Australian Defence Force for many years. So
we love having her here, absolutely, and I think you're so right. It's a great reflection of the royal family.
Oh, it really is, yeah. Good timing.
We're very excited to have her here. Louise Roberts, thank you so much.
Good to see you.